Hey guys, it's Darlene and welcome to my channel. Alright, so today's video is finally, I know, the long-awaited kitchen renovation, kitchen and dining room renovation for our Connecticut home. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. First and foremost, if you're already subscribed to my channel, I want to say thank you so very much. If you are not yet subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you won't miss out on any videos. So welcome to my kitchen. All right, so what I'm going to do is a split screen, and I am going to show you what this kitchen looked like before when we first moved in, and we'll go from there. And every single thing that you see that is linkable, I will link it in the description box. The paint color, the type of marble, everything will be listed there for you as well. So the first thing we had done was we had the entire house painted with the exception of the kitchen at that point, because we had a very big problem and it's right where I'm standing, this right here. It's a chimney. So the bottom of the home was built in 1940, and then they built the second addition. So right in the middle of the kitchen, and this entire, I'm going to show you, this is an entire view. The entire back of our home overlooks the lake. And then you can see it looks so good. It just brightens everything up. So they're just finishing up the trim upstairs. Today, my contractor's coming and removing these two walls, or at least starting to remove them. There's Ivy, she's not feeling good. And then the cabinetry is chantilly lace. It needs, I think it needs another coat, because I think this is only one coat. So they have to come back though, because they have to do up there once this is done. So chantilly lace Benjamin Moore for the cabinetry. And all of this is going to be gone. Counters, backsplash, gone. We're going to keep the farmhouse sink because it's really pretty, and I like the faucet, and I love how they didn't even take down the, like when they installed the windows. I don't know how long that sticker's been up there. I mean, it's kind of crazy to me. So here, because this is going to be the biggest transformation, is this. It's going to become a peninsula. So when we remove all of this, there's no cabinetry, so we have to do something. So we're going to put a beverage station here, meaning a wine chiller. Let's get real. So there'll be shiplap. There'll be beverage station, shiplap. On the other side,
all of this cabinetry is going. This is inexpensive cabinetry. They put very, very nice cabinetry over there with the soft door closed, but this is all inexpensive. So it's all gonna pull out, and then you'll have that depth, and then we'll do the shiplap, and then it'll be like a ginormous island basically, or a ginormous peninsula where you can put bar stools. And it's gonna be, well, I envision it being beautiful, but so far the painting is fantastic. They've done everything from ceilings to baseboards.
We were told it was a structural wall, and I'm like, easy peasy, right? We take the structural wall out, we put a beam, done. No.
Okay, you guys, countertop out of here. And this was the inexpensive cabinets, and on the other side there wasn't any. And that's what's in there. So this is just the drywall, and this is the big steel, there we go, concrete, and then there's brick in there somewhere. Right here is where the brick starts. And then we got this down, so now these cabinets stay. So then what we'll do is we're going to do beadboard. Oh, we have hardwood floors everywhere. This is good news. So we weren't sure we were going to have hardwood floors. So this look, now there will be no hardwood floors here. We already know that. But that's good. That is some good stuff happening here. All right. Awesome.
When we broke into it, there was, it is the boiler. So it had nothing to do with our fireplaces. We have two fireplaces, one up and down. They're in a whole different area. They're in the living room. This is, in Connecticut here, we have boilers for heat. So that's what went through the original chimney. So the original chimney stopped where the countertops was, which was brick. Had they done a whole brick, I'd be like, all right, I can go with that because I love brick. But then it became cinder block, and then it became, you know, steel, and it was hideous. So it had to go. That took a lot of people, a lot of good people to help with that particular part of the renovation. Okay, so we had to have basically an oil guy come and reroute it. So our pipe actually goes up. It's really actually quite common here because a lot of people will put stoves and stuff like that, you know, fireplace stoves, there's a name for them, I can't think of it. They'll put those, and so you see a lot of these on the side of the houses where it's this stainless steel pipe that just runs up like a chimney. So that had to be done first. Then the demolition of said stuff had to be done.
All right, you guys, so this will all be island. So we're moving along today. Wow. Let's see. So wine cooler fridge thing will go here. There'll be some space that we'll utilize. We're going to convert this and then, you know, work on the rest of, but look at that.
My contractor Robert was great. He got rid of all of that. Then the electrical, because there was electrical in it, that had to be rewired. And then of course the painters that were still working on other parts of the house, they came and they patched and then they finished, because they painted everything from ceiling. In this house, everything had to be painted from ceiling to baseboards. Every door frame, every window sill, every wall, every seal, you know, all the ceilings, everything, because it had been neglected. So this is a lake house, and it was painted many colors. Hey guys, all right, so the painters just left and we got the majority of everything painted. So we went with this Stoneington gray, which is this beautiful gray. It's a warm gray, which goes really nicely with a Carrara marble, or a marble that has a lot of white in it, which is something we chose. We didn't choose Carrara, but we chose a marble that has that. You guys saw it. So everything's been painted. We got the Sherwin-Williams ultra white trim. The cabinetry is Chantilly lace by Benjamin Moore. So what a difference. Stay open. Let that second coat dry. So we did the entire upstairs
everywhere. In this
but predominantly upstairs, it was painted this brown color, best I could say. You can see it in the pictures. Wasn't my cup of tea. I wanted light, bright, and airy. That's what I was going for. And then the next big thing is then we had to reconstruct. So we got rid of this thing. Now we have a big hole.
Okay, you guys, this is like day, I don't know, 152,000. Just kidding. All right, so Robert replaced the wood here. It's gonna be sanded and stained later, but replaced it here. We don't need it here in the middle, so that's where we took it from. And then the backsplash was removed, which looks fabulous. And then obviously the countertops will be removed today in preparation for, or tomorrow morning actually, in preparation for the guys coming to do the stone template. So he has to move that here, and we have to redesign it and then build out today. So that's the job in here.
Tops they had before were butcher block, and there were like gaps this big, and I just am like, I kept going, the amount of like bad stuff that's probably, you know, just lurking in all of those crevices. Like, I'm a clean freak. So to me, it was like, oh no, no. So we got rid of that. And on the opposite side, you could see that there was cabinetry. So that was very cheap cabinetry. We ripped all of that out. The cabinetry that was in the kitchen was very good quality. It has the soft closed drawers. There's some doors down here, like here, that have the pull out, you know, stuff. So they spent money on the cabinetry, which is good. Cabinets are the most expensive thing you replace in a kitchen. Second would be the countertops, depending on what you go for. They were the most expensive thing for us in this kitchen. So once that was done, we ripped out that, because I knew I was going to then make basically a peninsula. So on this side, I had all this then space, right? And I was like, well, I can't match the cabinets. It would be very difficult. So I said, you know, we don't have a garage here in Connecticut. So I said, let's do a beverage station. So station is different than a wine cooler because half of it is for beverages like, you know, sodas, Gatorade, whatever. The other half, wine, beer, whatever. Or you could fill it with whatever you want, but there's actually 2 different control settings. So that really helps us a lot. So we did that. Then there became, we repurposed a section of the cabinets on the other side. And then this area here is going to be all shiplap. There'll be 2 drawers here, all shiplapped, with a shelf in here, and then this is going to be built out as well for storage for the KitchenAid. A big portion of it to have open shelving, and then there was a space between that and the beverage, and there's this small space. And I said, oh, my KitchenAid mixer will have a home. I won't have to bend down as far to pick that 50-pound thing up. So it does. It has its own home, and then below that, and we reused some of the butcher block to create the shelves because I like butcher block. We just sanded and got rid of all the whatever that top coat is, so it's a natural wood, and I just use a mineral oil. And so then the other thing we did is on both sides we added shiplap. Shiplap here. And then we're going to do it on the other side as well. So that is, it's coming along, you guys. I love shiplap, and so we added it on the inside, on this side, and where the bar stools are. And so that was the construction part of it with regards to the changing the layout, I guess. Then came the countertops. So I went to multiple places. I had a vision. The way I go about designing any room or any area is I create a mood board like on my computer. And so I like these chairs, and I like this countertop, and I like this kitchen, and what do I like about this kitchen? Well, I like this, this, and this. And then it sort of kind of comes together, and it also fits. You know, I also know what my aesthetic is. So I knew that I wanted marble. And I can't tell you how many people tried to talk me out of marble because marble marble counters do require some maintenance. So you could get two different kinds. You could get it honed, which is like a matte finish, or you can get it polished, which they put that's the stuff that makes it shiny. I wanted shiny. Matte was not what I was looking for. I wanted gorgeous. And this countertop, so then I went to the stone yard. And yes, I looked at quartz, I looked at granite, I looked, and everything that I said, oh, I like that, what's that? Marble, 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 marble. And the guy goes, you're gonna get marble, aren't you? I'm like, I am. Very beautiful. I'll put the name here, so I can't think of the name of it. Okay guys, it's an exciting day today. The countertops are here. So this is what it looks like before. Guys just arrived. We did put, I didn't show y'all, but we had put the Robert put the shiplap in, and although the counters are cabinets are just primed, they actually have to be painted, and then we added the glass to that, so that just has to be, it's on the table here with, look at this. But we're gonna look. Love it because it has lots of crystals in it. It has lots of gray veining in it. And then when you, after they do their fabrication and they do the layout, they take it back to the shop and they lay it out on the slabs. You then go and approve it. I would switch things around. I'd say, no, I really want for this main island, because this is like the center, I want lots of that gray veining and I want lots of those crystals to shine. So I changed a few things. This actually had to be installed twice. It was very expensive for Venetia to do it, but it had to be done, and I will tell you why. They put it in, and the moment they put it in, there is a thing called etching that can happen. And that's basically like, let's say I spilled spaghetti sauce and left it for a day. It would create a dull spot, okay? And that is etching. You cannot clean that. It can be taken out and fixed, but it's expensive to do. Well, at the time that they put it in, there was like an etching about this big. It was something that they had done. When they tried to come back and they tried to fix it, they put the wrong product on, it turned green. It was a nightmare. Needless to say, the owners were very, very awesome. They ripped it out, and this is thousands and thousands of dollars. Ripped it all out. Luckily for me, there were still, slabs come in lots. And so all I had to do, where they did it, is they called and they said, do you have this lot? Do you have any more? They did. Up in Massachusetts, they shipped 2 slabs back down here. Same process, went back out. It was a long drawn out process. I was not happy. But in the end, there's always, I think, there's always a positive. So in the end, I actually think this stone, even though it's from the same lot, nothing is identical, has even bigger crystals in it, and so it just shines and makes me happy. Okay, so here is the counter. This is Shadow Storm, which is a marble. I wanted these big dark gray veins. I love this, and when I see these, it is beautiful. The owners themselves came when it was being installed. And it takes 8 guys to do this. This is a lot of stone. So I do have, I think I just have 1. Yes, I have 2 seams. I have 1 here because this was too long. The peninsula was too long. There's no, it only comes so big, okay? Marble is only so big. So we put it here where the dishwasher, you know, where the next piece would lie, and then where the faucet is. So you don't really see the one with the faucet. So the only one that you see is this one here, and you have to really be looking for it in order to see it. And then of course there's nothing there, and then we have a little spot there. The original stove, it's an extremely expensive stove apparently. I've never even heard of this brand before. What is it? Jen Air, had never heard of it. But when I looked it up, I was like, whoa, but it wasn't working properly, so it was more beneficial to have them fix it. So I had someone come in, fix it, and now it works. But was a space. So they had tons of marble out there, and they just created a little strip back there for me so that I could have my little cutting boards, my little charcuterie boards back there. So that was the second big thing. Then the painters came in and painted. Let's see, they fixed that area there. And all of that. So hopefully when they get back from lunch, the painting starts. The cabinets are Benjamin Moore chantilly lace. And then the walls are Benjamin Moore Stoneington gray. Okay, you guys, 95% of it's done. We went with Stoneington gray. So this is this beautiful gray color with Sherwin-Williams white, ultra white I think is the trim, and it looks amazing. The color looks great. They still have the baseboards to do. That is what I have painted in the entire upstairs. This is an open floor plan, so every wall in living room, dining room, kitchen is Stoneington gray. I have it, yes, and the entryway, all Stoneington gray. Gray is a tough gray. That is a beautiful gray if you have lots of light, because grays are very hard. I should do a whole thing on how many grays that I tried. That was the next big thing. Then we went with backsplash. That was interesting because originally backsplash went on, counters went in, backsplash went on, counters went off, backsplash stayed on. And they did a great job. They didn't mess it up. The backsplash is beautiful. It's called a lantern tile or arabesque. It's beautiful. I've had this in my fireplace at my old home and I loved it so much. All right, you guys, so here is the tile. So it's a lantern. It's very, how do I want to say this? Not everyone is alike. Not every piece is alike. So some are like this where they're raised. Some are flat. Some have an indentation like this one. And then these are the pieces that I picked up. These ones I got off of Wayfair. And then these ones are for the ends. So it adds a lot of interest to it. And then I used a white grout. If I wanted it to pop, I would have used a gray grout. But I really wanted the counters to be the focal point. All right, guys, they worked so hard. So let me show you the backsplash. Okay, you guys, it's dark, but, and this is, right now it's looking kind of like a matte, but it will be shiny. I can't spray it and wipe it until tomorrow because it's so wet, but we now have a backsplash. So let me give you the view. There we go. Oh. The next would be drawer pulls. They had some, I don't know, 4-inch, I don't know, drawer pulls that I didn't like. So there wasn't anything wrong with them. They were actually nice drawer pulls, but they just weren't my style. I wanted big. I wanted, that beautiful matte black looks like. And then this is the hardware, which I thought was really, really pretty. So these are just primed. They're not painted. They'll actually be painted. You can see the difference in the color, but this is chantilly lace by Benjamin Moore. So these are just primed. So they'll come back next week and do that, but they're either 8 or 6. It's based on where the holes are in it, so it's either 6 or 8. And then I had to find something to match because I neglected. I was like, oh, what about those little cabinets there? We can't have those giant things up above there and there. So I found little ones to match off of Amazon. These ones are from Home Depot. Then, I have to think. So once all of the big components were in. Then it became, well, we replaced the dishwasher. This is a really, I'm a big fan of LG. I think LG rocks. Anytime I buy a Whirlpool, never again. Maytag, for me, I'm an LG girl. My fridge is an LG, and that fridge is freaking phenomenal. It's ridiculously overpriced. When we bought it, it's much less now. Hard to believe with the inflation, but it's less now, because when it first came out, it makes that craft ice, you know? So my husband was like, oh, if it didn't make that ice, I'd have never got that fridge. But it holds a ton. I bought a very similar one for my daughter when they moved in, bought their home. Now we do have this big giant farmhouse sink, which I was thrilled to have. I love a farmhouse sink. It was in very bad shape. It was just so, and I tried like bleach and this, no. Just trying to clean the sink, so I am using Barkeeper's Friend because nothing else will get this off. So I read that for like a ceramic sink, this is a farmhouse sink, you gotta love Barkeepers, look at that. I'll show you what it looked like before I cleaned it. And then what I used was Barkeeper's Friend. Oh, it's your best friend. When you're talking about a ceramic sink that's like this, especially white, it cleaned beautifully. It looks beautiful. I could do it on the outside and on the inside, and then I also keep the little rubber things on there so that it doesn't scratch. So that I was thrilled that that sink was already here and I didn't have to mess with that. The faucet was also here as well. The only thing I did was add this little rubber thing here. This is awesome, you guys, and it protects water rings around the faucet. So the faucet was here already, which is great because it went with everything that I was thinking about doing. So that was a really good thing. And then we had tons of light. So they liked light. I love light. There's lots of can lights. So they did a great job with lighting as well. Then I had to find stools. That was a little bit more difficult. I knew from my old house that I had backless stools and I was not going to do that again because they were not comfortable. So these ones are super comfortable, and what I love is they're the perfect gray with slight black distressing. So what that does is pull the gray veining out, and so I love that. And it adds a little pop of color. Because my kitchen primarily is white, and that's what I wanted. It's very white. I like that though, because you can then do whatever you want with it. My kitchen and dining room are right next to each other. Now I actually can see, hello, a dining room. And the chandelier that they had, or light fixture that they had, is wrought iron black with the Edison bulbs. And I'm like, so I wanted to play off of that because I love that. I thought it was beautiful. And I wanted to play off of that, hence why I chose the hardware and why we went with stainless steel appliances. Well, these ones were already here, so my fridge was already, I like stainless steel. I'm always gonna go with stainless steel. So that was easy. So once all of that stuff was in, then we can have a little fun. But it took some time. I'm gonna talk about the kitchen and then I will talk about the dining room. So for me, it was a little bit difficult because there's not a lot of storage in this kitchen. I have a very nice pantry, and I will put a video here so you can see. And that's super organized. I'm a little bit of a freak that way, but I'm like, oh my, where are my spices gonna go? I had twice the space that I did. And so I had to go, where is everything going? It took a while. It wasn't something that happened overnight. I had to get different storage things, and now everything is where I know where everything is, and it feels good. It feels like Darlene's kitchen. It feels like home, which is good. It does take some time when you buy a new house, especially one you've never seen in person. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it at all. But it had to be done. And when we came in, we kind of cried. I cried. I was like, oh, it's horrible. But now I love it. And everybody that walks in that has seen this home before, this home's been around a long, long time. Even the second story was built in like 1978. So it's been, you know, it's changed hands a few times, and I think it's a beautiful home. So then the way that I kind of went about it, there were a few things that did fit, like the eat sign that was in my dining room in my old house. The big giant trays, I use those for charcuterie boards. I use them all the time. So I actually literally have one sitting there with some flowers on it. So when I need to make one, I just pull that board. But I use it as decor as well. Have one on my dining room table. I actually own 3 of those. They're from Target. Love them. My son was the one who got me the very first one, and I love it. And it's been on my dining room table at my old home and here. He has a very, very good taste. Then I created this section here, which is my tea section. I am not a coffee drinker. I am a tea drinker. So I love these tiered trays. I have one, the round one, I've had for years, decorated it many times for you guys. So I saw this square one, I was like, oh, tea caddy. I was like, this would be perfect. And so it holds my, you know, my favorite teacups of, you know, and again, since I am a tea drinker, I have like teacups for like Easter, I have teacups for everything. And then I have a little, like this little thing right here is really cute. It doesn't take much to keep things organized. Here's my teas, here's my Truvia. It's just a little caddy like you'd find in a restaurant, little demi spoons. Yeah, so I have 2 of my favorites, which is peppermint and echinacea, by the way. And then I found that the really cute honey. It looks like a honeycomb. So I'm like, well, I have to have that. It's so cute. And I use that not only for that, but when I'm making my charcuterie boards. So that's that section. And then I got a tea kettle. That's an electric tea kettle in white. It's gorgeous. It comes in other colors. Highly recommend that tea kettle, by the way. And then I recently just picked up that sign. I love it. I said, that is so cute, because each week I'm going to change the sign. Right now it's breast cancer, my 3rd year breast cancer. So for me, I look at it and it's like, be fearless every day. So it comes with all these cute little letters and emojis and whatever. One of my favorite things to decorate, and I've shown this to you, let me turn here so you guys can see, is taking something as simple as a cake platter. And while you're not using it as a cake platter, use it as a decor. I just throw in some flowers off of Amazon, any color, smush it down, and look how pretty that looks. You know, just sits right there. Then we have the window, which one of my most favorite things, y'all, is having a kitchen window. If you're doing dishes, there's just something about being able to look out your window. And my view for my window is green or snow or whatever, and it's just a beautiful view. I did a little thing where I finally got my husband to open the windows because the weather here is so beautiful during spring, and it was like blowing the curtains, and these curtains are phenomenal. They've got this little pattern on it, again white. Could I have gone with a colored curtain? Yes, but why? I think they just are beautiful, and they just, I don't know, they're perfect. And then I just have a few things, you know, decorating that. And then the section over here, that is where I have my my bread box. I'm obsessed by that, of course. White with black, it fits the kitchen. And then I just recently picked up those 2 utensil holders at Home Goods. So I probably can't, well, I'll try and find some of them, but I don't know that I will. I could have got 2 of the same, but I like the differences. My little fruit basket I've had for years. It's white. Everything is white, y'all. White paper towel holder. Again, I have a cake pedestal, and on top of that, I have a thing of flowers. Here's the thing. What else are you gonna do? You have your cake things, you have your charcuterie boards, they're shoved away somewhere. No, let's use them for decor, and then if you need it, you have it to put your cookies out or whatever, and then it's available. That's the way I look at it. Multitasker. The bead, what I call the shiplap tray that holds let me show you. So it holds these cute, how cute are these? These are spoon rests. They come in a set of 4, one's in the dishwasher, and they're all different, but they're all white. And it holds my salt and pepper. My daughter, before this became popular, for, oh my gosh, at least a decade, the salt holder, it's made out of a type of wood that has, it's made out of wood. I love it. I did buy the spoons separately, and then I have a little tray within the tray that holds my vinegar and my olive oil normally, but my husband took the olive oil down to do the grill and he hasn't brought it back up, and then pepper shaker. So it keeps everything nice and organized. And then I do have some more charcuterie boards that I use for decor behind the stove. Up above, I have tobacco baskets. That's what I decided to put up there. There they are there. And I got some inexpensive wreaths, put them on there, boom, up at the top, and we're done. Before I forget, on the floor, so we have all hardwood floors, I did want to pop a color, but I needed a rug that was washable. And I'm not going to pay what Ruggables charges. It's ludicrous. You can get these ones right off of Amazon. I have them all over my home. I have them in front of my sliding glass doors. I have them in front of my front door. I have them in the laundry room. And I have this one here. This is the biggest one they do have. So they don't have really big because it does have to fit. And you wash it and you do not dry it. You just pull it out and it looks great. And so I popped it with a blue. Now let's talk about the dining room. Much easier room. Kind of. So normally in a dining room, I have a credenza. I don't. The credenza's on the side, so it is right when you go heading towards, so I do keep my platters and stuff like that in the credenza. It's great. I've had it for years. I actually got that at Home Goods, but it's funny, Amazon has the exact same one. My table, I'm obsessed by. That's a Trisha Yearwood table. They sent me the wrong color table. The table is supposed to match the chairs, which is chalk. It's supposed to come in next month. Yes, it's taken 6 months for them to replace it. It was out of stock. So it will be all white or chalk. And I like the chalk because it's a distressed white that has a gray undertone. Yeah, you got it. And then the placemats are the same that I've had forever. I love them. They're that raffia. I, instead of using chargers, use white plates. And then the plate on top of the charger, they are from Our Place. Our Place is my favorite cooking ware. They started with the perfect pan, then they went to the perfect pot, then now they have a whole array. They have some of the most amazing knives, by the way. Anyway, so I have those plates, and they have a little hint of pink around the edge. But then the top is white with speckles. And then I went with a very natural green look. And then in the center, I do have that tray from that Matthew got me. Same, my black candles, candle holders, the little flowers, all of that. Very organic, very natural, very kind of where we live, right? We live in the mountains, so I feel like it's very earthy. My issue then became this wall because I needed something. Normally it would be a credenza, but it would not fit properly. So I found this artwork. I actually thought that they were canvases, but they weren't. They were literally a canvas without, like, just like, you know, it needed to be framed. So then I found those 3 black frames from Michael's on sale, like buy one, get one half off or something. And then I went on Etsy because I still needed something, right? It's like, okay, that's there, but I need to somehow tie it in. So I got the gather sign that was made off of Etsy. And then the final like little cherry on the top or the fiddle leaf tree. That is huge. I needed something, right? I needed something to kind of ground the whole thing. And so that tree is just amazing. I love the pot. I put some peat moss in there. I love not watering it because it's fake. I don't do well with plants. And so I think that kind of ties it all together and ties both rooms together, I think. You know, I feel, anyways, it makes me happy, and that's kind of what it's all about, right? I mean, it's whatever your decor is, whatever your aesthetic is, whatever you love, that's what you do. Don't do what anybody else does unless you love it. And that's how it's so easy for me to decorate. It does take time, though. I've been promising this video forever, but in looking at that wall, I knew I needed something else. And so we got the gather sign. That was the last thing. It went up yesterday and I was like, I'm doing the video for them today. All right, you guys, well, I think that is it. Yeah, so once again, last, before, and after. There it is. Yay, big difference, I think. Just opening it up is the biggest change. All right, guys, well, that's it. Everything will be linked in the description box. So if you love something, you know, it's down there for you to get if you want. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, will you take a minute and just hit that thumbs up? And as always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye, guys.